I feel good. I knew that I would now. I feel good. I knew that I would now. So good, so good. I got you. Oh, I feel nice. Sugar and spice. I feel right. Sugar and spice.
Okay, well, good evening, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 27th Annual DAC Foundation's Michigan High School Athlete of the Year Awards. Tonight, we gather here to honor the exceptional talent, dedication, and hard work of some of our state's finest young athletes. Every year, these exceptional individuals inspire us with their dedication, their perseverance, and their sportsmanship. I'm the Vice President of Operations with Yellow Flag Productions and Creative Group and State Champs Sports Network. So my name is Lorne Plant, and thank you so much. And along with my State Champs colleague, Elizabeth Coon, we are here to be your hosts for this evening. Now, before we begin, and just to get you in the spirit of the evening, if you could please give a round of applause for the entire Detroit Athletic Club staff, everybody who made this event such a welcoming and wonderful experience. And I would also like you to put your hands together, and because we have a very special edition this year that we added to the awards stage. So if you could welcome Nicholas Cole-Clays and the rest of Weekend Comeback. So weddings, grad parties, you name it, these are the ones that you want to hire for your particular shindig and celebrate in style. But we thank you guys so much for being here tonight. It means a lot to us. We've got the band, and in the house, a two-time NBA world champion, former Detroit Piston first-round draft pick, the Hunter, Lindsey Hunter, is here as well. So there you go. So we're going to get an opportunity to talk to Lindsey and learn a little bit about his journey and his experiences. So we are very happy that he could be here today, and that conversation will be coming up in just a little bit. Now, the driver behind the Michigan High School Athlete of the Year Awards is the DAC Foundation. Donations fund the scholarships given tonight, and the foundation supports several other athletic teams and events. And although we will be crowning quote-unquote winners here tonight, I want to make no mistake that you understand the foundation believes wholeheartedly in what the Athlete of the Year Awards represent. It's deeper, it's strong academics, it's incredible leadership. Each athlete left an indelible legacy at their respective institutions. Believe that. We received a record 127 qualified applications this year. That was a record for us. And to narrow it down to 12 is just an impossible task. So I just have to tell you, there is so much great in this generation, and we're excited for them. And speaking of great, we have two former winners in the house tonight. So if you wouldn't mind standing. So Sarah Driesinger, who of course went to University of Michigan, and she was a high school athlete of the year here in 2011. She also won the college athlete of the year when we had that going on here too. And so and Matt Conway, the 2009 male athlete of the year. So he's standing up in the back there. Went to Wake Forest, number one team in the country right now, baseball. So thank you guys, and they're a long time devotees here to the DAC Awards, and we appreciate them being here tonight. So now, one of our nominees could not be here tonight because she has dual citizenship and is in Taiwan competing with the country's diving team. So we celebrate her just the same. Each one of you, again, is way ahead of the game. Trust me when I tell you that. And I speak for everyone when I say we can't wait to see what happens next. It's going to be amazing. May we have a round of applause for all of our outstanding male and female high school athlete of the year finalists. All right. Well, thank you. Just wanted to get you guys warmed up, get you into the spirit of things. We've got an exciting evening ahead. This is a great night for all involved, and this event would not be possible without the support of our sponsors. So we are committed to recognizing the achievements of these scholar athletes. So I want to thank our sponsors of tonight's event. Our platinum sponsors are Midwest CP, Morgan Stanley, Duke Home, James Group, the 3Bs, Waterford Bank, and Tryon Solutions. Our gold sponsors are Suite 618, Vince and Megan Brennan. Our current student sponsor is Beverly Burns. Our current silver sponsors are Butzel Attorneys and Counselors, O'Keefe, and Frederick mentor. And also President Tuxedo for all your formal wear needs. Visit President Tuxedo in Warren. Just ask for Ben, and he'll take care of you, just like our male finalists. So thanks again to all of our sponsors. This special night is because of you. All right, well, at this time, it is my pleasure to introduce the president of the #1 athletic club in the country, the Detroit Athletic Club. Please welcome Mr. Vito Gioia.
That's amazing. Now, I tell you what, that is the absolute most wonderful thing. It feels like to walk up music. I didn't pick it myself, but it's pretty amazing. Yeah. So great to share our club tonight with you all and have the young athletes here. We take it for granted sometimes how great this club is, but when we have guests come in, it renews our love for our club. So once again, my name is Vito Gioia, the 106th president of the Detroit Athletic Club. My amateur athletic career, I thought I was going to play for Sparky Anderson. I'm sure you guys don't even know who that is, but that opportunity fell short, and I won't tell you exactly when. So I appreciate the invitation, the introduction, Lorne, and I'm very excited to have everybody here on behalf of the 5,000 members of our club and the DAC Foundation, which is our related charity. So supporting amateur athletics is a long-standing tradition at our club, as you have heard, of course. It was the basis of our formation in 1887. In fact, the DAC hosted the first national AAU track and field competition in 1888. Now let's discover more about our athletic excellence of the DAC.
Throughout its history, the Detroit Athletic Club has played a critical role in shaping modern Detroit and in the development of international amateur athletics. For 130 years, the DAC has produced numerous individual Olympic and national champion athletes, fielded championship sports teams, led the way in supporting Michigan's high school and college athletes, and remains a center for athletic competition, fitness programs, and a modern, healthy lifestyle. Founded in 1887, the DAC was created by a group of dedicated young Detroiters caught up with the amateur athletics movement sweeping the nation after the Civil War. Striving to manifest the ideals of competition and brotherhood, they built a simple but elegant clubhouse and created an amazing athletic center along Woodward Avenue. The DAC's first president, Frank Eddy, played an important role in founding the Amateur Athletic Union and was instrumental in bringing the first national AAU track championships to the DAC. The club quickly became the hub of amateur athletics in Detroit, with championship teams and outstanding individual athletes. Besides sports events and programs through the Beavers, the Bowlers, and the Blackballers, today DAC members enjoy a fitness club, a rod and gun group, and scuba club. Members compete for club titles, enjoy annual golf outings, and take part in triathlons and city marathons. Each year, the DAC Foundation, along with the Deltas, a group of members who support amateur sports, hosts an awards program honoring outstanding Michigan high school athletes. In the fall, the foundation also hosts the annual Chuck Davey Boxing Classic, featuring teams from the U.S. military, Air Force, and Naval academies. The club's court facilities have hosted regional and national squash tournaments, and the Bowlers continue one of the country's oldest competitions, the annual Interclub Tournament. In 2015, the DAC celebrated the 100th anniversary of the opening of its Madison Avenue Clubhouse. As part of that celebration, the foundation created a series of monumental sports sculptures to honor its amazing athletic traditions. Sculptures of track and field, baseball, football, and swimming athletes grace the street in front of the DAC and on its property. Today, the Detroit Athletic Club continues its important role in the community, enriching the lives of athletes and honoring its long-standing traditions of developing amateur and professional sports in the Motor City.
Thank you. So today the DAC continues to organize, host, and support many athletic events and activities. One of the primary missions of our charity, the DAC Foundation, is to foster the advancement of amateur athletics. I want to thank Rob Barr, Sean Moran, Mackenzie Wass for their hard work in making this event possible. Nobody knows how many hours goes into this. It may seem really easy the way they make it look, but I tell you what, a lot of hours go into it, and it shows. Thank you so much. But now, who has handpicked his own song, I'll welcome back to the stage, my privilege, to bring back Lorne Plant.
Awesome. You gotta say it. This is great, right? You know, everybody gets walk-up music tonight. It's pretty awesome, so we thank them to be here. So for a brief couple of seconds, I just want to recognize my cohorts, the entire Yellow Flag Creative Group and State Champs Network team here tonight. We have worked diligently over the last several months in preparing the show tonight and doing all the videos, everything that you see here. We're live streaming these awards tonight all over the world, so it would mean so much to me to just give my team, our team, a round of applause for all their efforts. Thank you. And just so you know, in case you were busy milling around before the awards tonight, we conducted about a 45-minute pre-show live stream earlier tonight, which will be archived. You can check it out on our State Champs YouTube, and we'll have it on our Facebook and website, and on even the Athlete of the Year website, dacathleteoftheyear.com. We'll put that up there. But we had a lot of fun, Elizabeth and I. We got a chance to catch up with all the nominees who are here tonight. And check it out when you get home. And please, as always, you know, you can follow us, you can like us, you can subscribe to our channels, share all of our content. We would appreciate that very much. If you support high school sports. I don't want to guilt you into it, but high school sports is what we do. That's what we do. And we've been doing it for 21 years now as a group, which really dates me, but I started when I was really young. But on behalf of our entire team, I cannot tell you what is an honor it really is for us to share this experience with all of you tonight. So what do you say? All right, let's go. Let's get this show on the road. Tonight we have an extraordinary group of finalists, each representing their respective sports with incredible achievements and relentless spirit. Their stories are an inspiration to us all. My colleague, Elizabeth Coon, is going to host the female award portion of tonight's festivities. Now, it's her first time hosting the awards with me, so please give a warm welcome to Elizabeth Coon as she comes to the stage.
That is really cool. I love it. Hello, everyone. As Lorne said, I'm Elizabeth Coon, and I'm thrilled to be here tonight celebrating these amazing student athletes. I was lucky enough to have the opportunity of meeting and interviewing all of the female nominees at the Breakfast of Champions, and they are just absolutely incredible people. Not only amazing student athletes, but just great people all around. It was a lot of fun putting together each of their stories, so what do you say? Let's jump right into meeting the nominees for the Female Athlete of the Year. All right, our first female finalist couldn't be with us tonight. As Lauren mentioned earlier, she's competing in Taiwan. Maybe she's watching online tonight, but she's an incredible diver from Okemos High School. This is Caroline Lee.
Okemos High School's Caroline Lee is not just Michigan's top diver, but recognized nationally and around the world. She holds all of Okemos's diving records from middle school to high school, named an NISCA All-American Diver for the past 4 years, and has placed first in all 4 regional diving qualifying meets. She's undefeated in all of the local dual meets she's competed in for Okemos High School.
I've come a long way. Like, if people saw how I dove when I was 8 years old, they wouldn't believe. I don't even believe I'd be here today. I just think that it's ups and downs, crazy ups and downs, but just like I said before, I'm just proud I'm still doing it today. I've always loved adventurous things. I love trying new things. Anything that's weird or exciting, I just love doing that. And so diving is just a combination of everything I love to do.
Caroline has a dual citizenship with Taiwan and has taken home 3 gold medals for them in their junior national diving championships. She also qualified and was able to compete in the 2022 FINA Junior World Championships in Montreal, an international competition at the age of 18.
I had my first international competition back in November, and that was probably the coolest competition experience I think I've ever been to, and maybe I'll ever have, we'll see. But it's just seeing everyone from everywhere and hearing all the different languages being spoken and just seeing how big the world is just crazy, and how that can come together with sports.
Caroline is also an NISCA All-American, MISCA All-State, and CAAC All-Conference, all while holding a 3.99 GPA and becoming a CAAS All-Academic and College Board AP Scholar with distinction. But that isn't enough for Caroline. She also is a part of the MHSAA Student Advisory Council, Student Council co-president, and National Honor Society member.
I think just diving has taught me a lot, especially when I was younger and I didn't have to worry about school. It's just times I have to be at the pool, competition schedule, training schedule. That taught me my time management skills and my discipline skills. So going into high school, balancing schoolwork, homework, practice, training, all of that, it wasn't difficult for me. It does get difficult at times. Honestly, what diving makes it possible to have me do this today.
Next, she's headed to the University of California, Berkeley to continue her diving and academic career.
I feel like I've always considered myself a California girl, even though I've never lived there once in my life. But I took 6 visits. That was my last visit. And all the other visits I took, it was like, yeah, I like the place. I could see myself going here. But once I finished my Berkeley visit, I called my parents. I was like, I'm coming here. This is the place I want to be. I just knew.
And she's ready for what's to come.
With college and diving and just life in general, no matter what I do with, sport or school or my career and anything like that, at the end of the day, I want to be able to look back and feel accomplished. I don't want to leave any stone unturned. I want to do everything. I just want to make sure I feel satisfied with myself and I feel accomplished.
Caroline Lee, nominee for Female Athlete of the Year.
We wish Caroline the best of luck in Taiwan and all of her future endeavors. Our second finalist is a 2-time first-team All-State softball player, a 3-sport athlete, student government vice president, and National Honor Society head chair member. The Michigan commit from Algonac High School, Ella Stevenson.
Ella Stevenson, softball standout and 3-sport athlete, has had an outstanding career at Algonac High School. She's been awarded first-team All-State 2 years in a row, along with competing in basketball and volleyball.
I grew up in a small town, so a lot of people were multiple sports athletes, and I kind of just stuck with it. I've had great teammates along the way, and I've made countless memories, so I just love playing them.
And softball is in her blood. Her father played at Michigan State, and her brothers are both collegiate baseball players.
So there's this joke, who's the best athlete in the Stevenson family, and Luke and Grant, my older brothers, they're like, oh, it's Ella, but then it's funny. It's really funny. People joke around about it a lot, but we love each other. We support each other tremendously, and my brothers have been a huge role model to my softball career, and I look up to them, that's for sure.
And Ella is a competitor. She was extra innings softball top 20 player of the class of 2023 and a part of the Alliance Softball Top 30 watch list her senior year, with a big goal in mind.
So my junior year of my fall softball season, my goal was always to play college softball. And I had a pretty good season, and my dream school was actually always Michigan. I loved the campus there. I loved everything about it. That was probably my biggest accomplishment was committing to that school. When Coach Bonnie Thole reached out to me, I was so happy. I was like, oh my gosh, I couldn't believe it was happening, and everything fell into the right place. And yeah, I was just super proud of myself for sticking with it and working hard to get to where I am today.
All while holding a 4.235 GPA. She was academic all-state in volleyball all 4 years and all-academic in softball for 2 years in a row. Ella volunteered at numerous organizations. She's coached youth softball and basketball. At her school, she was student government vice president and National Honor Society head chair member.
So I actually, for National Honor Society, was the head committee chair member for Books and Braids, and we actually added this year Spikes and Stories for the boys. So I would direct like a group of people from NHS to go to the elementary school, and the kids would read a book to either the boy or the girl that was doing his or her hair, and it was just super cute. We would braid the hair, they would give it a little mohawk or whatnot. But yeah, I directed that for March's Reading Month, and that was super fun, and the kids loved it. They just were so happy and made you feel like you're doing something good and giving back to the community.
And she plans to continue to give back and spread kindness wherever she goes.
My dream would probably just to be giving back to people as much as possible. I'm the kind of person that I just like being personal and spreading kindness, and I always want to be that shoulder to lean on. So whatever career route I take, especially when I'm farthering my softball career next year at Michigan, I just want to be that good team. I want to be that friend for people. I want to help people out. I'm a giver, you know. I just want to be that shoulder to lean on. So wherever I may end, career-wise or whatnot, I just want to be able to help and give back to people.
Ella Stevenson, nominee for Female Athlete of the Year.
Give it up for Ella. There we go. All right, our third finalist is an All-American and All-State swimmer, Dream Team member, and Division I Swimmer of the Year. Also, the Stevenson Student Section leader and another three-sport athlete. The Tennessee commit from Livonia Stevenson High School, Mackenzie Soroki.
Mackenzie Soroki left her mark on Livonia Stevenson in an outstanding way. She was an All-American and All-State swimmer 3 years in a row, along with a state record holder in the 100-yard breaststroke and Division I Swimmer of the Year.
Swim is mentally tough, and I learned to fall in love with that. On the challenging days, it could be easy to give up, or you can use it as motivation. So during a hard set, I use it to push myself, and I started finding joy in competing against myself.
She competed in swimming, but also was a part of the boys varsity hockey team, where she found great success.
I have so much fun doing all my sports. It keeps me going every day. It gives me something to look forward to, something to have fun. I meet so many people, my hockey team. The boys welcome me, and they just they make it just everything. When you get to the rink, everything that's going on in the world just sets aside for a minute, and you just get to have fun. You just get to play. You just get to work hard, and that's something that's really helped me. And sports in general have been just a coping thing for me. After losing my mom, it's just been somewhere where I can go and just relax, and everyone's been so supportive with it.
But swimming held a special place in her heart.
Just know my mom's coaching me, so from up above, that's really heartwarming for me to have her by my side, and just on some hard days, I know that she'll be pushing me, and even though I can't have her right here, I can have her just cheering me on in the pool, and that's motivating for me. When I'm having a hard set in practice, it pushes me if I can just imagine her swimming next to me and then laying next to me in a practice, or that's more motivating for me to keep going and keep getting better, and know that I have someone by my side to push me through.
Mackenzie's grandma, teammates, and coaches also pushed her to be the best, and she has done just that. Mackenzie was a part of the Dream Team for 3 years in a row and conference champion in all 4 events, 2 individual and 2 relay her senior year, all while holding a 3.28 GPA, along with being an academic scholar and honor roll member her junior and senior years. She also is active in community service, assisting in summer swim leagues and coaching girls hockey. But one event stands out to her the most.
Yeah, so one of my favorite things with the hockey team, we do MORC, so it's hockey for people with disabilities on Sundays, and it's just like, it's such a special moment when you get to go back to the rink and skate around with these kids that they don't get a chance to play in like bigger leagues. You just see the smiles on their face, and it's so nice to get a reminder of why you play the game, because it's fun, you enjoy it, and you look around these kids and people, and they're just having fun. They're just happy to be there, and it's such a great reminder to have that.
Mackenzie had to make the tough decision of what sport she would continue collegiately. After committing to Minnesota Duluth for women's hockey, she had a change of heart.
It was probably one of the hardest decisions I've made in my life, because, picking between 2 sports I love. So, I've spent so much time doing hockey, extra work, growing up I would shoot pucks outside my house, endless amounts of hours, and swim, just putting so much time into the pool and doing sets and sets and sets, and coming down to it, I had to weigh out everything, to the details, what can I do professionally for this sport? How much can I do in college? How big of an impact can I make? It was all the little details, and I mean, knowing swim-wise, I can if I swim in college, I'll be able to do that, swim in meets, compete. In hockey, I can always just lace the skates back up. I can always play a pickup game of hockey.
Mackenzie decided on the University of Tennessee to continue her academic and athletic career. Mackenzie Soroki, nominee for Female Athlete of the Year.
Mackenzie Soroki. All right, our 4th finalist is the Miss Golf, 2-time Division I individual state champion and super team member, National Honor Society member, and academic all-stater 3 years in a row. The Wisconsin commit from Grand Blanc High School, Kate Brody.
Grand Blanc High School's Kate Brody has accomplished just about everything one can accomplish in high school golf, starting her sophomore year when she took home the Division I state championship.
Winning a state championship was always my biggest goal going into freshman year. So winning sophomore year really meant a lot to me, especially because there were so many good seniors that year that I just wasn't really expecting it. I knew I could compete, but to be able to come out on top just meant so much to me, and to do it as a sophomore was just amazing. Had a lot of people there watching me that were really proud of me. Both my sets of grandparents were there, so that was really special.
She went on to win again her senior year, along with an award she's been shooting for since her freshman year, Michigan's Miss Golf.
I've just looked up to all the girls that have won it in the past, and I wanted it so bad, and it was what I was working towards every single year. I wanted to get Miss Golf, and I just looked up to them, and now to see that girls are looking up to me and wanting to get that too is just so special, and it means a lot.
And golf is in Kate's blood.
When I was younger, my parents got me into it, and I played on Wednesdays in the summer for junior golf and got hot dogs and snacks at the halfway house, and it was just a fun hobby at the start. And I probably started playing when I was around 5, and then each year I feel like I got to love it a little bit more, and that was what I was best at, and that's what I would have a future in, and then I grew to love it the most, and that's all I wanted to do.
Kate qualified for U.S. Junior in 2022 and the National Junior PGA Championship in 2021. But one course has stood out from them all, the Fortress, where Kate shot an outstanding 62, 10 under par, and what made it even more special, she broke her brother's record of 65, and there's some major competition there.
I told him, I said, I'm not letting you be here the next 3 years to have time to shoot better. I need to
shoot really low, so you have something to work towards, and I need my record back. I was just out there having a good time, and then I started making a lot of birdies, and I knew I was like, well, if I keep this going, then I'm gonna shoot the best score like I've ever shot, and I was thinking about breaking my brother's record too that day. And then I ended up shooting 62, which I never have ever thought that I would shoot 62, because before that my best score was 65, I think. And it was just a great day. I was so excited. My coach was so happy for me. I think he started crying.
All while holding a 4.03 GPA and earning academic All-State 3 years in a row. Kate is also a part of the National Honor Society. She's headed to the University of Wisconsin to continue her academic and golf career.
The biggest thing that I looked for in a school was I wanted them to want me, and not just as a golfer, I wanted them to want me as a person, and I wanted them to see my potential, and the Wisconsin coach really did. They saw my potential and they wanted me for me, and that was really important. I didn't even want to keep talking to other schools. I didn't have any interest in going on other visits. I wanted to go there. So I could not be more happy with my decision, and I have no regrets.
Kate Brody, nominee for Female Athlete of the Year.
Kate Brody, everybody. All right, our fifth finalist is Division I track state champion in the 100 and 300 hurdles, the Nike and New Balance national champion and class salutatorian. The University of Southern California commit from Oak Park High School, Nona Waldron.
Track standout Nona Waldron has not only made her mark at Oak Park High School, but on a national level. She's a two-time Division I state champion in the 100 hurdles and a state champion in 300 hurdles. She also was Division I All-State in the 4x1 and 4x2 relays, but running wasn't always her passion.
Well, if we're being honest, I wasn't going to run track. I was never really that interested in it. My mom forced me to join track in the 8th grade because she did track, so she wanted me to explore it. After I started track, I kind of just fell in love with it. It was something that came naturally.
But the road wasn't easy.
I have more intimate inspirations. My dad, he passed, so that really inspires me and motivates me and drives me to keep going and keep pushing, keep persevering. After my dad passed, I went to Junior Olympics like 2 weeks after he died, and I had still run, and just being there and just being in that environment and pushing myself, even though I was going through a lot, and breaking the Michigan record in the 400 hurdles, that just was such a huge accomplishment for me.
She was the Nike Outdoor National Champion in the 100 hurdles, the New Balance Indoor National Champion in 60 hurdles, and 3-time AAU National Champion. But she had a different hurdle to overcome, a devastating injury that sidelined her. Yet again, she had to overcome and fight, and that's what she did.
In my 300 hurdles, I had torn my labrum and I really badly bruised my hip. So after that, I was out the whole summer and I was basically out the whole fall. So I had to like rehab a lot, and I didn't start back running until November. It just took a lot of mental strength, I would say, and just knowing that I was capable of doing it. I had to like tell myself every day, like, I'm capable of being the best in the country despite being injured right now, and just keep looking for and keep pushing for the best. This sport, and any sport, is always going to be ups and downs, because I hadn't really experienced any downs since I ran track. And then last year, well, starting with my dad dying and then falling over the hurdle, those were my downs. And I felt like I learned how to overcome those. And I'm glad that I experienced those experiences in high school, so when I go to college, I'm prepared to, you know, if I fall over a hurdle, I won't think it's the end of the world. I'll just know that, okay, I can get back up, I can get better.
Nona Waldron is not only a leader on the track, but also in the classroom, holding a 4.05 GPA and the class salutatorian. She also is a youth mentor for the Motor City Track Club and a member of the Student Advisory Council. Next up, Nona will be headed to the University of Southern California to continue her academic and athletic career.
My ultimate goal is to be inspiration for other people and for other athletes, like little girls who come up and are in track and field or in any sport, to show them that you can do this and have overcome a lot of things. Because I've overcome like losing my dad and falling and get injured, and I just want to be, my ultimate goal is to be on the biggest platform and win, and then like show everyone like you can do it too. Like you don't have to have the perfect background story. You don't have to come from the richest house. You don't have to come from, you know, a perfect family, and you can still do it.
Nona Waldron, nominee for Female Athlete of the Year.
Nona Waldron. All right, our final female nominee, 3-time Division I state champion and 2-time first team All-State, this year's State Champs Women's Player of the Year, along with the National Player of the Year and Honor Roll member, the Kentucky commit from Birmingham Marion High School, Ava Sarafa.
Ava Sarafa will go down in Marion volleyball history after leading her team to 3 consecutive Division I state championships, earning first team All-State 2 years in a row and first team All-American her senior year. She's ranked 5th in all-time assists in Michigan and the 16th player in U.S. Prep volleyball history with over 5,000 career assists.
I think it's very special in the way that setters are they're looked at to be a leader on the court. And you don't necessarily need to be the loudest person on the court, you just kind of need to have the composure in certain situations to be like, okay, I'm going to deliver the ball to this person and I'm going to make this decision to help put this person in a better situation to score. So I really like that aspect of just kind of like, I'm going to try and help my teammates become better. And really setters don't get a lot of the credit, but if you're a selfless person and you love helping other people, like it's a great position for you.
Ava was a 4-year starting setter, playing every single match. She went 4 consecutive seasons, averaging over 1,000 assists. She led Marion to 2 consecutive seasons, ending with a national ranking in the top 5.
I think it shows that Marion is a successful school in sports and education. I also hope to help it influence what little girls think of us when they look up to us. I know a lot of little girls like look up to female athletes, and especially if they're winning state championships.
She's not only a leader on the court, but off the court as well. She's coached both elementary and middle school girls volleyball as an assistant coach and mini club coach, being an inspiration to young, aspiring volleyball players.
So a lot of things I do in the community is I coach little kids. I actually coach a 12s team now, and really just giving back. I mean, you hear from when I was in Michigan Elite, you had these amazing older female athletes in front of you and you looked up to them. So giving back to the volleyball community in that way, being able to help these girls grow in volleyball, but also grow as people. I mean, being a teenage girl and coaching little girls, like they definitely ask you questions that will help prepare them for high school, and it's great to know that they look up to you that way.
All of this while being an outstanding student, holding a 3.6 GPA, being awarded MIVCA All-Academic Team 3 years in a row, and being a part of the Marion Honor Roll all 4 years. Her next stop, the University of Kentucky, where she will continue her volleyball career.
I mean, one of the things that I will forever remember about my visit is that we had brunch at the coach's house with the whole team. His family was there, and I was like, this feels like home. Like, I feel like I'm at like a family brunch on a Sunday, like it felt like home. And the girls were so welcoming. And I mean, you would talk to them and then you would go watch them play and you were like, wow, they are amazing. Like it is honestly the most top level of talent you can see. It wasn't a hard decision, and I really felt like I'm the type of kid that wants a relationship with a coach more than just volleyball. Like I don't want them to think volleyball defines me. Like it is something that I love doing, but I'm also a person as well.
Ava Sarafa, nominee for Female Athlete of the Year.
Ava Sarafa. All right, at this time, I want to welcome up to the stage the nominees for the 2023 Female Athlete of the Year. Mr. President, the envelope, please. All right. This year's Detroit Athletic Club Foundation's 2023 Michigan Female High School Athlete of the Year, from Oak Park High School, Nona Waldron. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Nona Waldron, congratulations. Let's give it up one more time for Nona.
Thank you.
All right, tell us, how does it feel to be this year's DAC Athlete of the Year?
It feels really great. It's such an honor to be up here and to have been even in the same room and sitting in the same chairs as these other student athletes. It's just like amazing. Like watching everyone's videos, it was like, oh my God, like these people are so good. Like I was surprised that I won. Like everyone here is just really, really good. Like, yeah, you guys are really great. And it's just an honor because last year Kayla won. She's also a track and field athlete. So I was like, maybe I'm not gonna win. So I'm just really happy to be here. It's such an honor.
Yeah, and watching that video, I was just thinking we need to add to the video your list of achievements. On Saturday, you took home the Division I state championship, first in 100 and 300 hurdles, and you set a new D1 record in the 300 hurdles. I mean, just walk us through that day.
Well, it was a very, it was almost like it was a full circle because a year ago, that day, I fell over the hurdle and tore my labrum in that exact same race. So to come back and then win and break the record and run one of the fastest times in the nation ever, it was just
amazing.
Like, it was a really great moment for me. I was filled with joy and disbelief almost. Yeah.
And how was it celebrating with your teammates?
It was great because we won states with only 7 people on our team, and we worked for it. You know, we just went after it. It's a whole bunch of teams that are bigger than us and have a lot more bodies, but we had the talent and the drive and the work ethic and the love and the family.
Yeah, and you're topping your senior year off with a really successful Saturday and then being here today. I mean, just how does it feel to end your senior year on such a high note?
Well, it feels great because I just won this award. I'm valedictorian. It's just great. I'm just so blessed to be here today.
Yeah, and you've left a legacy at Oak Park, to say the least. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel great because I just seen in my video, that's my goal. That's my biggest goal is to just leave a legacy and show other girls, little girls that are growing up that come through the program or come through any sport in general, that you can have the brains, the beauty, the athleticism, and be successful in all of the categories.
Yeah, absolutely. And next up, you're headed to the University of Southern California. How excited are you to just take this next step?
I'm very excited. And it's going to be warm all year round, so I get to run. I get to run. So, yeah, I'm very excited.
Yeah, and what are the goals athletically, you know, coming up in your future?
Yeah, obviously I want to go to the Olympics, and this summer I plan on making the U20 team, so that's running for Team USA in Puerto Rico. That would be very exciting. And then, yeah, I have Olympic inspirations, and I want to go to the World Championships and win on a really great stage like that.
That's amazing. Well, congratulations. We have all the faith in the world for you, and we're just so excited. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
All right. So you guys having a good time tonight? All right, good. So we're just getting started. We got a lot more show to go. Obviously, we have the Male Athlete of the Year that will be coming up. But I want to thank you, Elizabeth, and congratulations to Nona. And again, I just want to drive home one more time that, again, the future is so bright for all you guys. It is a tremendous achievement for you to be here tonight. Everyone here supporting you in this room or watching live right now at home are so proud of you. Just being here tonight is a testament to your excellence in not just sports, but in life. So before we reveal this year's Male Athlete of the Year, it's time to hear from somebody who has been there and done that. He was drafted 10th overall by the Detroit Pistons in the 1993 NBA draft. His 17-year playing career across 6 NBA teams, including 2 lengthy stints with the Detroit Pistons, turned out 2 world championships with both the Pistons and the Los Angeles Lakers. He spent the last decade coaching in the NBA and the college ranks. Please turn your attention to the video screen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Lindsey Hunter. All right, this is how we do it. So, Lindsey, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Yes,
Appreciate
exactly.
it.
You know, it's great. We want to get a little bit into your story. Just have some questions, and maybe you can, talk a little bit about, a lot of these athletes are getting ready to make that next step and take that next journey, which is college athletics, and then who knows from there. You grew up in Jackson, Mississippi. Can you take us back to the beginning of your basketball journey, and how did you get first introduced to the sport, and what drew you to it?
Well, the funniest thing is football was my first love.
Okay.
That was my first love. I loved football. But being in Mississippi, football was king.
Right.
And I was a little kid when I was small. I was like the runt. So all the coaches just looked over me and was like, oh, he's too small. So that pushed me to basketball, actually. So I started playing basketball, and there was one coach in middle school who kind of fell in love with me, told my mom I had, some ability. Mm-hmm. And I just started playing basketball, and I truly fell in love with the game. I never really thought about, being a pro and as a young kid, I'm looking at all these amazing, talented kids, and I'm like, man, I was nowhere near that.
Yeah.
I was not close, but but I genuinely fell in love with the sport, and I just started working at it. And I just remember my father would just challenge me every single week about something new to get better at. Mm-hmm. And I would just go out in the back and just work myself to death until I could prove to him that I was good enough at that part of my game. And it just kept evolving. And I just remember having the work ethic and hearing some of these stories, how hard the young ladies work, just brought back memories to me about, persevering and even things I teach younger kids today about, it's not about trying to be a pro. And a lot of times sports leads you to so many different avenues, but it teaches you about life and how to get through different things, because you're going to have peaks and valleys in life, and sports is a great thing to teach you how to get past those things.
Yeah, absolutely. You attended Alcorn State first, then Jackson State University. That is not the most conventional route to the NBA, for sure.
Not at all.
How did your college experience shape you as a player and prepare you for the professional level?
Well, going to the conference is a SWAC conference, so I grew up in that environment. I grew up in Jackson. I went to every Jackson State football game, every basketball game, my whole life. So that was kind of like the thing I wanted to do. I was talking earlier, I had other scholarship offers, but I was such a HBCU kid that I was like, man, this is where I'm going. So there was never a question. It was never a question. But just being in that environment and being able to go to a place that cultivated my skill set and my talent. I was 5'9" when I went to college. By my sophomore year, I was 6'1". So I had a growth spurt, but it's still, the coaches were there, allowed me to be who I was and to grow into an athlete that started getting consideration to be a pro. And I think that's very important. A lot of kids get enamored with a school, enamored with a situation that may not be conducive to their growth. And I think that's the most important thing. I talk to parents all the time about, going to places where it's going to be conducive to them growing on and off the court or field.
Yeah. In 1993, you were selected 10th overall by the Detroit Pistons. Actually, I had 2 picks in a row. Do you remember that? 10th and 11th that year, which was wild. But in the first round of the NBA draft, can you take us back to draft night? What was going through your mind? Did you think you'd wind up in Detroit?
No. No, because so before the draft, I worked out for like 10 or 12 teams. So I was all over the place. And then Detroit canceled my workout.
Oh, nice.
So I called home and I was like, well, we're not going to Detroit. So forget that. And so I thought I was going to be a Laker. So I worked out for the Lakers. The organization called like every day talking to me about, what they wanted to do to help me be, a pro. And because my biggest fascination was sitting there talking to Jerry West. And, he gave me the whole plan. He was like, hey, you're going to get drafted this day. We're going to fly you out the next day. We'll have your contract done in 3 days. We'll have your place to stay next week. And he was like, you'll start working out then. And I was like, wow. So, I called my dad and was like, hey, we're going to L.A. And so that was like my whole mindset. So the night before the draft, it was here in Detroit. And I got a call, and it was Isaiah on the phone. And I was like, who is this? He was like, it's Isaiah. And I was like, Isaiah who? He was like, Isaiah Thomas. And I was like, okay, hey, how you doing? Because, I idolized him when I was younger.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, hey, we're drafting you at 10. And I was like, what? And so I was like, okay. So I called my dad. I was like, Isaiah just called me. He was like, really? I was like, yeah. He said, they're drafting me at 10. I was like, he's not even the GM. He's still playing.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
he was kind of running the show still. So I sat there, man, and he actually, the next day, he invited me to this function they were having, and I talked to him. And he was kind of like, hey, I'm going to mentor you. I'm going to teach you this. We're going to do this, and we're going to turn everything around. And I was excited, man. And when it happened, because I still didn't believe it quite then. But then when we were sitting there and my mom was telling me, and I'm nervous, I'm like, no, it's not me. And my mom was like, no, look at the cameras. And they called my name here in Detroit, man. And it was like, it was a blessing. It was a blessing. It was where I was supposed to be, and things worked out great for me. You never know. You always think about, I was like, man, I missed the weather in L.A. and being a Laker, But it worked out for me perfect, and Detroit is obviously where I belong.
Yeah, absolutely. You played in two different eras of Detroit Pistons basketball. So the first was the post-Bad Boys era. Literally, it just ended at that point. It would become the teal horsehead era, as we call it, the 1993 to 2000. Looking at those clips was pretty funny. But what do you remember the most about those early years of your career? And you mentioned Isaiah. Was there any other players who you really looked up to the most?
Well, surprisingly, and I tell people all the time, somebody who spoke a lot into my life, into my career, was Bill Lambier. He was really, really instrumental. Like my rookie year, he would pull me aside all the time and just talk to me about, my career, about, off the court things, and just preparing me mentally for what was to come. Right. Because we all thought that those guys would be around. Like, we thought they were still going to be there. They were going to retire, work in the organization, and help us, So that was the plan. That was always the plan. But he really helped me. Isaiah really helped me a lot. Just picking his brain and just learning and talking to him. I would go to his house, have dinner and just talk. He had a gym at his house, so we would go in the gym. Nice. And he would show me different things that he would do. But those guys really helped me, like, I played 17 years. I came from the lowest school on the totem pole, draft-wise. Right. But I played longer than everybody in my draft class.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Wow, that's an impressive stat. So you, after the horsehead era, you spent a year in Milwaukee, and then you did get to go to Los Angeles. You did go to get to the Lakers, and you win an NBA championship. Flash forward a couple of years, you're back in Detroit. You play, and I think all of us remember the going-to-work years. You play a pivotal role in the Pistons winning the NBA title in 2004. Talk about what that meant to you to win the title here in the city that you started.
Well, I think the day
against the Lakers, no doubt.
Yeah, the day Joe called me and he wanted me back, I still had my place here, so it was easy.
Oh, okay.
But I just remember, when we assembled the team, we got Sheed, and it was crazy because Sheed and I are like polar opposite people,
Right.
And we were the closest.
Wow.
Yeah, we were really, really close, and I guess I could keep him in line. I guess that's what it was.
Wow. That's a tall order.
I know. But he really looked like he would look to me. And so we had a deal. I don't think people realized it. So he was getting texts all the time, and we would talk about it. I was like, dude, you got to chill. Like, you got to relax. You get mad at everything the refs do. He was like, they're cheating. I'm like, they've always cheated. I said, so just get used to it, So our deal was, I said, when you get mad, just if I'm on the bench, just come over to me and yell at me. So he would come over and he would just yell obscenities all day at me. And and I would just tell the ref, he's talking to me, he's not talking to you.
Yeah.
So it worked a little, It got us to the point where during the championship run, he didn't get so many, But just going through that and being coached by Larry Brown, because I've been coached by Phil, I've been coached by some great coaches.
Yeah.
But Larry was the best to me because he empowered us as players, I remember Larry being in practice, and he would tell me to teach Chauncey and these guys how to, guard pick and roll. And I was like, they're grown men. Why am I teaching them? But he forced me to do it, and it really taught me a lot about myself. But that team and that situation and those years that we had together were so special. To win a championship and to beat the Lakers, because I knew all their plays anyway. So, and our coach, Larry would let me run through the different sets, the triangle, the blind pig, the backdoor plays, and all that stuff. And it was unbelievable. The best experience I had basketball-wise.
Right on. I got a couple more. You transitioned from player to coaching after retiring as a player. How did you decide to pursue coaching? What was the most rewarding aspect of this new chapter in your career?
I think it was just a natural progression for me. God blessed me with patience. And I didn't even realize it until I started coaching, and I started coaching younger kids, and I enjoyed it. So I started coaching. Of course, you remember the Southfield Christian runs.
Yes.
So I coached elementary, middle school girls, middle school girls. I wanted to coach everybody, so I just coached them all, and I really enjoyed it. and I was like, man, I really can do this. Like, I enjoy coaching. And so I got a call one day from the Phoenix Suns, and they wanted me to scout. So I started working in the front office, and I was scouting, and I was all over the country looking at players, and that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
But our GM asked me, he said, you know, if you had your choice, would you want to be Mitch Kupchak, which was the GM for the Lakers, or would you want to be Phil Jackson? And I was like, Phil Jackson. Like, I want to coach. I love being on the floor. I love teaching and you know, being involved. And he was like, okay. So I moved up the ranks, and I was the head of player development. And then I went from there to being thrusted into the head coaching position. Yeah. But it was fun. I didn't regret it, because a lot of people were like, man, it's a lot. But it wasn't. It wasn't. It was fun. I think it was just what I'm supposed to do.
Right.
So I enjoyed it, man, and I helped some prominent players, you know, really kick off their career. P.J. Tucker was one of the guys that I mentored, and I helped him get back in the NBA. And I still talk to him to this day and just pushed him.
Yeah.
And just some of the guys I got to coach, man, are icons, but they were guys that, and I tell the young kids I coach now in my AAU program, when they get a little hard-headed, I'm like, dude, I coached Derrick Rose.
Right.
I coached Steph Curry.
Right.
They listen to me. I'm like, why won't you? You know?
Exactly.
But it was a phenomenal, experience, and being able to reach guys like that and talk to guys like that who are sponges, and that's why they're so great, you know?
Yeah, and besides coaching in the pros, you had the opportunity to coach at Jackson State University.
Yeah, I got to coach my son, and that was like unbelievable. I wouldn't change any of that for the world. I got to coach him, and we've, for you parents, the biggest thing, I think, the enjoyment for me, and I heard somebody say this, they said, you're successful in life when your kids want to be around you when they are grown.
Yeah.
That's when you're successful.
That's true.
So I think I'm successful because my daughter and my son always want to be around me.
All right.
So
You're winning.
Yeah, that made me feel better than anything in the world, and to have the relationship that I have with him and with my daughter, man, it's priceless.
What's up next for Lindsey Hunter?
I don't know, man. It's a lot. So I've talked to a couple of teams. A couple of teams have called me inquiring about if I wanted to work. I love working with the AAU team I have here in Michigan. It's a lot of fun. I have a lot of young, talented kids, man, that are going to be special.
All right.
And I love coaching kids because I'm listening to the young ladies talk. They still have that innocence about them, man, and that is so pure, and I love that because, you know, when they start going to college and they get NILs and all this other stuff start taking over, the innocence goes away, and I just it's so gratifying seeing that, and so I love that.
Yeah, it's pure. Last question. All of these outstanding young men and women have high ceilings. Who knows how far they're going to really go in their respective sports? Looking back on your career as a whole, what lessons have you learned, and what's the best advice you would give to athletes, especially elite athletes like these here today?
I always tell all of the kids that I work with or I'm around, it's worth putting everything into it. It really is. Regardless to where you end up, it's worth giving your all. It's worth the hours. It's worth the practice. It's worth the tears. It's worth the blood. It's worth it. Because the lessons you learn from all those experiences will carry you the rest of your life.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Lindsey Hunter, thank you so much. Thank you. You guys digging the playlist today? We're just trying to kind of like mix it up so we can get a little bit of all the generations involved. I'm sure you probably don't even know half the songs they're playing, but that's all right. That's okay. You will. You'll find a nostalgia as you get older. But again, thank you for being here, Lindsey. That was great. I think most of us NBA fans in the house feel that the Pistons have made a great call with Monty Williams, so we're ready for the Pistons to rise back to prominence. So it's time to turn our attention now, though, to the fellas. The last few years have seen an incredible field of finalists, and this year is no different. I really tell you, the guys have stepped up their game when it comes to the DAC nominees. Let's get ready to meet the nominees for Male High School Athlete of the Year. All right, so fresh off our basketball conversation, our first finalist is the reigning Michigan Mr. Basketball, who is heading from the Blue Water Bridge to the George Washington Bridge for his college hoops. A two-time consensus first-team athletic and academic all-stater valedictorian from Port Huron Northern High School. Let's meet Tyler Jamison. Port Huron Northern's Tyler Jamison, a.k.a. Michigan's Mr. Basketball, is the school's record holder for most career points, points in a game, career rebounds, and rebounds in a game. His dynamic run with the Huskies has awarded him captain of the 2023 Dream Team, Detroit News First Team All-State, AP Division I First Team, and a first-team selection by the Basketball Coaches Association of Michigan. Jamison is a three-sport athlete, yet he uses the sport of tennis and track to help with his physical conditioning for basketball. Tyler had a great finish to his tennis career by winning a league doubles championship with his younger brother Alex, also on the basketball team. With family surrounding his athletic endeavors, this season was especially special.
It was incredible, and it's not just my brother and I, obviously. My dad's our head coach, my uncle's an assistant coach. But it was just like, I don't know, we took our bond to the next step, and we're ultimate teammates for each other. Like I said earlier, like our ability to be critics of each other but also support each other allows us to have that full honesty that some teammates may not have. So we were always on the same page, and it made it we were very cohesive in the sense of we knew what each other wanted, and I think it helped us a lot on the court.
Basketball has solid roots in the Jamison household. Northern's head coach and Tyler's dad, Brian, played his college hoops at Albion. Tyler's uncle, Scott Jamison, also an assistant coach for the Huskies, competed at Hillsdale. Following in his family's footsteps, Tyler is the head coach of a fifth grade basketball team. In recognition of his athletic career, Jamison was inducted into the Port Huron Sports Hall of Fame by receiving the Jim Weimer Achievement Award. Tyler is infinitely in perpetual motion.
The competitive drive is almost like a competitive stamina in the sense of you got to be able to bring it every night. No one's 100% every single night, but it's if you can overcome that. Everyone's playing injured, everyone's playing sick, especially at the end of the season. So it's that sense of like, it doesn't matter, I got to get it done.
On the flip side, Tyler's academic resume may outmatch his athletic prowess. A GPA of 4.71, National Honor Society member, class president, and valedictorian, Jamison is graduating summa cum laude, a National Merit Commended student, and a definite AP scholar with distinction after taking 15 AP courses. The three-sport athlete is also a three-school club member, vice president of Strive for a Safer Drive, teaching students of the dangers of drunk driving, the Diversity Club, studying culture and foods from different countries, and Girl Up, a women's empowerment group showing support for women-owned businesses. Tyler is continuing his basketball career at Fairleigh Dickinson University into the honors program and plans to study finance. His comeback on the court this season was even more impressive following a broken foot his junior year.
Those who can remain consistent and do what they love are the ones who are putting it in every single day, and you're not always going to be motivated. You're not always going to wake up and be like, I'm ready to go tackle the world, you know, like some people think. Like there's a lot of days where you just have to have that worker's mentality where it's like, hey, I'm not feeling well, I got whatever, but I just got to get in and get my shots up and do whatever my routine is. And that's what's important. I think consistency is the most important part of the hard work.
Congratulations, Tyler Jamison, nominee for Male Athlete of the Year. All right, let's show our appreciation for Tyler Jamison. All right, our second finalist is a 4-time team and individual wrestling state champion, ranked top 40 in the country and off to a national powerhouse from Dundee High School, Braden Davis. Braden Davis is another product out of the machine that is Dundee High School's incredible wrestling program, and he just might be the best of the bunch. The Vikings have won 6 consecutive Division III state titles. Davis has been a huge contributor to 4 of those. Along the way, Davis has also picked up 4 individual state championships, giving him a total of 8 state titles. Davis is only the 5th person ever in the state of Michigan to capture 4 state championships, both on a team and as an individual. Plus, he is now the 3rd Vikings wrestler to join this exclusive club in the last 3 years. It's safe to say that Dundee and dominance go hand in hand.
Oh, wrestling is Dundee's sport. You know, we're really passionate about it, and we're really a family. We do well, and we all get along, and we have some great times together.
The Davis family grew their roots in Belleville, Michigan, and it was the family genes that got it all started for Braden. Following in the footsteps of his dad, Steve, who wrestled at Michigan State and at Oklahoma, with him as coach, Braden's motivation and dedication led him to becoming a 3-time USMC Freestyle National All-American, a Super 32 National Finalist, a Grappler Fall Classic Champion, First Team Dream Team, and achieving 2 Fargo National Championships.
Both of my Fargo national titles mean a big deal. I won 1 in cadet and 1 in junior, and I want to say like maybe like 1 or 2 other people have done it from Michigan, so that meant a lot. And really, I was just proud of myself, and that's about it. After I won it, I just moved on, because if you don't want to let your highs be too high and your lows be too low.
On the academic side, Braden was voted #1 in his class and 3 times voted Academic All-State. His average GPA stands at 4.0. He believes that Dundee Wrestling's success is an omen being passed on to the next generation of wrestlers, doing his part to pass along his skills and knowledge as a volunteer wrestling coach. Davis teaches the mental challenges of the game to all of his young mentees.
I feel like the trick is to not think about it. I'm able to trust in all the training I've put into wrestling, and when I go out on the mat, I'm confident that all the hours that I've put in are going to do me well.
After a colossal junior year that included a #1 national ranking, Braden is currently the nation's #36 overall prospect in the class of 2023. He accepted a full ride to wrestle at Penn State, where the Nittany Lions have won 9 of the last 11 NCAA Division I championships. Penn State was not his first choice, not even his 5th.
They texted me on the first day recruiting opened. Then things kind of slowed down a little bit. We talked maybe a couple more times, and then they were kind of out of the picture for a while. And then when I already had my top 5 figured out, then they contacted us again, and Coach Kale came out to our house and talked to us and said that he'd love to have us on a visit. And I went on a visit. I really liked it, and you know, there isn't really much you can not like about Penn State. They're the best in the country for wrestling, and they're one of the, I would say, probably one of the best in the world.
Congratulations to Braden Davis, nominee for Male Athlete of the Year. All right, he's got a lot of leverage. Let's hear it for Braden Davis. All right. Our 3rd finalist is one of the greatest runners in state history, bar none. And that's saying a lot. Just had a big weekend, too, from Benzie Central High School, Hunter Jones. Hunter Jones has been called a once-in-a-lifetime champion. He's a double captain at Benzie Central High School. capping off his incredible cross-country journey by recording the second fastest time and winning his 4th state title at Michigan International Speedway. Jones is now in the record books as the first to win the overall Division III championship 4 times during his career, and also breaking the Division III record time set by Maverick Darling in 2007. He also became the 3rd runner to win 4 MHSAA state championship titles and 2nd in Lower Peninsula history. He joined Ryan Shea, who did it in the mid-90s. Jones never lost to a Division III or Division IV runner during his 4 years. This year, like the last 3, 11 races, 11 powerful victories, 51 wins in 54 career races, an unmitigated, unrelenting amount of focus and energy.
I would say it's the ability to hurt. I feel like most people, they get to a certain level and it hurts too much or it's too hard, so they stop. But I feel like you have to be able to put up with the most pain to be the best at what you do, whether it's training or in competition, you know, whoever bleeds and sweats the most. And so that's how I look at it.
Even when he was known as the kid from Thompsonville, Hunter knew he was destined to be a runner. Early on, Hunter was breaking state records in middle school. He was running in Benzie's youth program as a 3rd grader. His older brother Rick and sister Sarah both ran on the Huskies varsity squads. Rick, a member of the school's 2009 state championship team. As Hunter grew into running, his mindset became more and more disciplined. His father, Marvin, a former Marine, inspired Hunter to adapt an unflinching mentality.
I feel like I kind of have the same mentality as he does. You know, like if you lose, then like you're not gonna make it home, like in the military, you know. So I kind of keep that same thing. You know, if I lose, like it's the end of the world kind of thing.
Mr. Cross Country, Hunter enjoys his free time fishing, hunting, and camping. Just being outside is his element as he plans to study environmental engineering. A GPA of 3.87, Jones is a National Honor Society member, captain of the Science Olympiad team, plus getting academic all-state voting for dual sports. Jones has also volunteered his time at blood drives, Toys for Tots, local youth races, even worked as part of a 4-person crew to help build a new cross-country course for the nearby elementary school. Meticulously detailed, exploring the unknown, constantly pushing himself beyond his limits.
It's like scientists, they've studied where distance runners, they can only push to 80% of their potential. And so they never find out what that extra 20% is because the mind stops the body from going that far because your mind doesn't want your body to get hurt. So you just have to figure out how to pass that 80% mark. You have to trick your mind into allowing your body to go that fast.
Running is not limited to just cross country. Jones' track record also second to none. 3 outdoor track state titles, 2 indoor state titles, 3 Nike Indoor National Championships. By awards night, no doubt a few more notches on his state championship belt, all before he runs over to North Carolina to join the Demon Deacons of Wake Forest.
So I just wanted to work as hard as I could in whatever that sport was going to be and to ensure that I was going to be able to pay for my college. You know, I didn't want to have that burden be like on my parents.
Congratulations to Hunter Jones, nominee for Male Athlete of the Year. Please give a round of applause for Hunter Jones. And a little side note, just this weekend on Saturday, he helped his team win their first ever track state title. So congratulations. All right, our 4th finalist is a member of the first family when it comes to the Athlete of the Year awards, and you'll see what I mean. He's a state champion, a national champion from Detroit Country Day School, Clayton Hartchie. The name Hartchie is simply synonymous with athletic greatness. Clayton Hartchie is the 4th generation Hartchie to graduate from Detroit Country Day. all started with his parents, Todd and Nicole, both of them who went on to compete at the collegiate level at Harvard. Nicole reached the pro level in tennis. Todd, drafted by the Winnipeg Jets in 1990, also became the first trained hockey player from North America to compete in the Soviet Union. Clayton's older brother Jake, soon to be graduating from Harvard as a dual athlete in hockey and lacrosse. Older sister Sasha started out playing tennis at Emory University, then as a grad student, back to hockey, skating at New York's Long Island University. She'll play for Team USA in the World University Games. Second sister Elle continued her hockey career at Yale. Just like Clayton, she was also a three-sport athlete at Country Day. All 4 siblings have been nominated for the DAC Foundation's Male or Female Athlete of the Year award. The youngest of the bunch understands this unique family tradition.
I feel like at a young age I was a little bit of target practice for my older siblings, being younger, being a little smaller. But I think that drove me, and it helped make me a better athlete and a better person to one day when I got a little stronger, a little bigger, to be able to play with other athletes my own age, where I'm used to this higher level and these bigger kids coming after me, where now I feel ready to go and like I can just defeat anybody in front of me.
Clayton has delivered. On the tennis court, he's advanced to the state championships all 4 years, has 2 state titles to show for it, one in doubles and one individually. On the ice, Harchie helped the Yellow Jackets win 2 regional championships, was voted this year's Metro Defenseman of the Year, and was a Division III first-team All-Stater. Also on the ice, Clayton was part of a club team that won the USA Hockey National Championship. On the diamond, the captain catcher is projected to be selected first-team All-State and will continue his baseball career at Johns Hopkins University. Clayton had options, but baseball, that was it.
That competitive feeling when you step into the box, you see that pitcher, he's trying to get you out, and you're just trying to hit the ball as hard as you can. And that one-on-one aspect, while also having the team around you, really spoke to me, and that's, I think, what has driven me for this love of baseball.
With an unweighted 4.0 GPA, he'll be graduating summa cum laude. He's also a National Merit Commended student while also receiving the National Spanish Exam Gold Medal. For all 4 years, first-team academic All-State for all 3 sports. That's 12 total. The 3-time class president is also the president of the Current Events Club and vice president of the Investment Club. Clayton is a 4-year member of the Skate to Be Great Foundation and the Bloomfield Baseball League as an instructor and volunteer. He's also been a state champ on the economics team. This 5-time captain leaves a legacy that symbolizes leadership.
Leadership is a value that is so important to me that my dad and my mom have instilled in me from a young age, where you might be a good player and you can do it for yourself, but what can you do for the team around you? How can you build them up? And how can you encourage them through difficult times? How can you traverse the team when you're on a losing streak? And really that respect that you garner from these teammates and from your coaches to trust you to do this job and navigate these treacherous waters. I think that's what I'm most proud of as a high school athlete.
Congratulations, Clayton Harchie, nominee for Male Athlete of the Year. Put your hands together for Clay Harchie. How on earth are we going to choose one person tonight? This is an impossible task, I assure you. Awesome. All right, our 5th finalist is a golfer whose potential is limitless. He's won on the amateur circuit. He's led his team to multiple state titles. As a team, is an amateur force to be reckoned with here and nationally. I'd like to see how we do at the Rocket Mortgage Classic coming up, quite frankly. From Birmingham, Brother Rice, this is Lorenzo Pinilli. Brother Rice High School's Lorenzo Pinilli is the #1 golfer in the state of Michigan. As a freshman, he powered into the Michigan Amateur Sweet 16 tournament. 2 years later, Lorenzo finished twice as the runner-up for the individual state championship. During that same 2-year stretch, Pinilli also helped lead Brother Rice in capturing back-to-back Team D2 state titles, giving the Warriors 10 state championships in team history. Within Division 1, Lorenzo finished in a first-place tie at the Oakland County Individual Championship, where the best golfers were on display. His individual standouts include winning the Randy Wise Jr. Open. He's a two-time member of the Super Dream Team, a Hall of Fame award by the Golf Week Junior Tour, and most recently being a participant at the U.S. 4-Ball Nationals. With his senior season playing out as we speak, Lorenzo is stepping up his game while remaining as cool as the other side of the pillow.
So you can think about the past, the present, or the future. And if you're at a place other than the present, then you're in a bad spot. You don't want to be thinking about, oh yeah, I need to make birdies on these next 3 holes or else it's over. Or, oh gosh, I really missed that putt, that 3-footer, that's gonna hurt. You know, if you think like that, it's gonna be over for you. So big thing is staying in the present moment. That's huge, and really focusing on each shot. That's what kind of gets the person on the rails and running, and staying in the guidelines of playing good and playing consistent, just to stay in your own head.
The Pinilli family originates from the Philippines. Lorenzo is the first amongst them to take up the sport of golf. Now, more family members are starting to follow suit, especially younger brother Leandro, another standout with a skill set off the charts.
He's right there. He actually beat me the other day. So I'm a little hurt from that, still recovering from that. Hopefully he can find his way wherever it may be, playing in college or whatever he wants to do. But I definitely think he can do whatever he wants to do if he just keeps it up.
When not on the links, Lorenzo is an honor roll student with a GPA of 4.27. Voted second-team academic All-American, student ambassador, and he's a member of the National Honor Society. Last year's Detroit Boys Golfer of the Year will also finish his academics as a leader of the new core leadership group. Lorenzo plans to bring back his family-created fundraiser after a 2-year absence. Caddy for a Cause is a golf outing that takes donations to provide basic school supplies to local elementary and middle schools. All of this before he goes to East Lansing and tees off as an MSU Spartan. However, Pinilli will never forget the brotherhood created at Brother Rice.
There's no really words to describe the brotherhood you get just by going to Brother Rice. The community is just incredible and supporting. And then not only that, you turn an individual sport into a team sport at Brother Rice. So you have a lot of camaraderie, a lot of team bonding, and basically you're just out there golfing with your brothers, and there's nothing better than that. And to see we have 2 state championships, 2 in a row, and to see that we can perform on the highest level, and we know we can, and doing that with your brothers, it's a feeling that I can't describe.
Congratulations, Lorenzo Pinilli, nominee for Male Athlete of the Year. All right. Cheers, or shall I say mabuhay, to Lorenzo Pinilli. So congratulations. All right, our final male nominee made his name on the gridiron and on the diamond. Whether he's launching a moonshot or taking it to the house, he's been one of our premier athletes for years. From Rochester Adams High School, Parker Pico. Rochester Adams' Parker Pico is the definition of dual threat. In the fall, he finished his football career with nearly 3,000 total yards, 39 touchdowns at quarterback, and he's a two-way player. In fact, throw in a pick 6 to the accolades. In 2021, Pico captained the Highlanders to the Division I state championship game, almost pulling off a perfect season. For the last 2 years, a fixture in the state champs Mr. Football race. On the diamond, the #1 outfield prospect in the state, holding the school record for home runs and stolen bases. Regardless of how this season ends, Pico is adding to his .339 batting average with a mid-May scorecard of 6 home runs and 23 RBIs. Not to mention a furious fastball that clocks in as high as 91 miles per hour on the gun. There's a myriad of factors as to why Parker Pico is an elite athlete in multiple sports. One is not thinking about it.
I think a big part of that, just being both sports and being successful at both, is just loving both of them. A big part, like I said, successful and doing both of that. It's when I'm playing football, I'm playing football. I'm focused on football. When I'm playing baseball, I'm playing baseball, and I'm not even thinking about football. So it's just both those things, being able to manage my time well and really work at it hard and go at it for both sports and take the time out of each day to, study film or, study pitches or do this. It's the being able to manage my time and love the sport that I think, that's the reason I'm successful at both.
Pico family has a special bond when it comes to sports. His mother, an all-state swimmer. His dad, a three-sport athlete back in high school. His older brother, Nick, who also attended Rochester Adams, a dual athlete. And now, Parker finishing his senior year with his twin brother, Tate. A linebacker and a safety and a batting average close to 400. Both guys have each other's back, no matter what. Tate will join Parker along with another friend and attend Alabama in the fall. A lifetime of competition, but most of all, support.
I think me and him have a very special relationship. We're always rooting for each other. We're always, on each other's sides. We've always played together, so that's been a huge part of just our success is we just get it. We get each other. We're rooting for each other. I'm the first one to, stand up and give him a hug if he needs it. He's the first one to stand up and tell me to, figure things out if I need to figure things out.
In the classroom, Parker scores with a GPA of 3.9. He's also a member of the student council. A volunteer with the Adams Athletic Boosters, this young man's also a committee member for the annual Rochester Charity Walk. His free time fill-up? Parker does capital construction and cleanup work for local preschools and daycares. But saddled with the decision after getting football offers from the likes of Central Michigan and the University of Massachusetts, Pico is all hardball at Alabama. Perfect Game in Baseball America label Parker a strong candidate to be drafted this summer. Parker will tell you he's proud of his time at Rochester Adams.
I'd like to be remembered as, Parker Pico, the guy who loves everybody, treats everybody equally, and just when they think of my name, they feel respect, and they know that this guy showed up to practice every day and worked his butt off and was, always hustling, doing his thing, always having a good time, and always enjoying it while it lasted. Because, personally, I know that, one day it's all going to be over, but I want everyone else to know that, I went out there and I put everything on the line, and, I had fun while I did it. I respected everyone else, and that's it.
Congratulations, Parker Pico, nominee for Male Athlete of the Year. Major props to Parker Pico. Jumping the gun there a little, are you there, hon? All right, well, this is the time. So again, all winners, all winners. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the finalists for the 2023 Male High School Athlete of the Year. Do you have the envelope?
I don't have any envelope.
Oh, okay. All right, then I won't ask for it. Good. Well, all right. These fine-looking gentlemen here. We appreciate all of you, and good luck with everything you guys have going on. And let me just say that I believe each and every one of you is going to do great things, and it meant a lot to me to help tell your stories. So good luck, gentlemen. All right, here we go. The winner of this year's Detroit Athletic Club's 2023 Michigan Male High School Athlete of the Year, from Benzie Central High School, Hunter Jones. Thanks, guys. It would not be a show without a little metal. I'm just saying. A little heavy metal. I like that. So, sorry. All right, off on a tangent. Hunter Jones, Hunter Jones, congratulations. First off, just before I get into the questions I prepared, I just want to know, first off, how you feeling in this moment, my man?
I feel great. Again, amazing people out here, student athletes. So honored to be here. So.
Yeah, well, you deserve it. What a last couple of days for you. Again, I alluded about the track state championships that took place this weekend. Let me get the audience caught up with what you and your teammates pulled off this weekend, all right? First off, personally, you win the 800, the 1600, which is also known as the mile, and the 3200, which is the 2 mile. You win all 3 state championships. You close out your MHSA career with 10 individuals state finals championships, 4 in cross country and 6 in track and field. But I know you would say, more importantly, Benzie Central High School wins its first ever team track and field state championship on Saturday. Describe the emotions of the weekend, final races of your high school career. It's all got to be surreal.
Yeah, I mean, I went out there racing for my team that day, my whole high school career. I just really wanted to have my team get up on that podium and lift that trophy, and that's what we did. So I'm so proud of them. So
would you trade it all in just for that?
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't believe that, but no, I'm kidding. One thing I did not know, but it's very cool, and I learned this actually tonight, that your family was the host family of a foreign exchange student from Spain who's in the house tonight. Paul Mullins, who is a sophomore, he too is a distance runner. I understand you were very hard on him during the training times here. But he was really instrumental in helping your team get the points needed to win the state title. How close did you guys become living under the same roof, and how impressed were you the way he performed on Saturday, which included second place in the mile?
Yeah, I mean, he became my brother. I mean, we go to school every day, talk every day. I mean, I never had that brother figure because my brother's a lot older than me. Right. So he was a brother, and just training with him every day, we got so much better. He got so much better than when he came here, and so yeah, to cap it off with 3 all-state performances from him and helping our team win, that was super big. So
yeah, Paul, will you stand up just so we can recognize you too, please? There he is. Right on. Exactly. It's your moment too there, my friend. He'll be going back to Spain, and he will be, hopefully coming back here for university, maybe Wake Forest. We shall see. You have been selected as Male Athlete of the Year. You saw the stories of some extremely successful student athletes that we have together here, both male and female. This was not a race. You had no control here. And are you a little stunned just to win the whole thing?
I am. I mean, I look at these guys. They're very talented, national champions, state champions. So, I mean, to be up here is a blessing, and I feel very fortunate. So,
in all the success you've had, is there one race, one event that you are most proud of throughout your high school career? Either one that was here in Michigan or even on the national stage.
I would say, individually, it would be Nike Indoor Nationals, winning the 2 national titles in the same weekend. That was really big for me. It was a very good feeling.
Wow. This is the first time that we've had 2 runners win both the Male and Female Athlete of the Year award since 2015. I know that you had a lot of universities coming after you, but in the end, what made you pick Wake Forest?
The coach is John Hayes. He coached Olympians, professional athletes, and so he came to Wake Forest, and he's put the fire into them. They've came from last in the ACC about 6 years ago to now they're 5th in the country. So they've gotten so much better, and so I'm excited to join that kind of team. So.
I've had the opportunity to get to know your dad a little bit, Marvin Jones, who is here tonight with us. And when we had our first sit down, we learned he's a former Marine. I see that's where you get that relentless drive that we talked about in the story. But just talk about your relationship and what he's meant to you all these years.
Yeah, I mean, every day that I didn't want to do something, he's been the one to say, like, no, you're going to do it. Like, you don't have a choice. So, I mean, that drove me to be better. I mean, honestly, I wanted it for myself, but ultimately, I didn't want it as bad as he did. So I thank him every day for that. So.
Right on, man. Absolutely. Anyone else that you would like to recognize that has supported you and really helped you along the way?
I would say my coaches and my community. We're a small community. I mean, my graduating class had about 60 kids, so very small community. And so just all of their support and yeah.
Yeah, and I understand that you have a couple more really big events going on this summer. Just tell us what those are.
So on June 14th, I'm going to Seattle. I'm going to be competing in Brooks PR. It's just some top of the nation high school runners. And then 4 days later, I race at Nike Outdoor Nationals, and I'm racing the mile. So should be fun. So.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, your male athlete of the year, Hunter Jones. All right. I love it. Great job. We can come back. Thank you guys for being here all evening. And as we conclude our evening, and this is something I'm going to actually ask you to get out of your seat for a second here, so just know that. It's become a tradition here at the DAC Awards to recognize the unsung heroes, our most valuable people award. These winners, they don't get trophies, they don't get plaques, they surely don't get paid, but they are crucial, critical, vital, and essential to any student athlete's success. This recognition is given for standing in the rain at cross country and track meets, for getting up at 4 a.m. so you could go to swim practice before school, for laboring to the baseball, softball tournaments and football camps 300 miles away, for all those AAU events near and far, for helping our athletes learn the value of teamwork, sacrifice, dedication, community, and family. This symbolic award goes to the people behind every student athlete. They thrive on your support, your inspiration, discipline, most of all, your love. So for all of you that have done to make them extraordinary people, for the moms, the dads, brothers, sisters, grandma, grandpa, aunts, uncles, coaches, teammates, teachers, athletic directors, on behalf of young athletes everywhere, we applaud you. So if our nominees would please just stand up and just clap for your support system that's in the room tonight, and just face them when you do it. Thank you. All right. So before we go, we have one more video to share. Roll it.
What are you planning to study there?
Well, right now, I just got accepted into the business school. Oh, wait! That's also a big thing.
Other types of things have you done that, as far as involve the community that you enjoyed?
My hitting days, it was at the beginning. I really enjoyed hitting. I mean, who doesn't like pounding the crap out of the ball? I mean, that really.
So I started when I was really young.
Sorry, hold on.
Take your name tag off.
Oh, yeah, it looks bad.
Dang.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so just start off by saying your name and spelling it. Oh, just kidding. Hold on.
Well, how do you want it? It's just nice to have a little brother like that. And I don't know if he could say the same, because, I don't know, we argue a lot.
What's the correct way to say the school name?
Elginak High School.
There you go.
Yeah, it's not Elginak, it's Elginak.
There you go.
When I was younger in elementary school, they called me Psycho T. I used to wear these big sports goggles. I was always getting bloody noses. I just looked like a weirdo out there. But
are you done competitively as far as tennis goes?
Maybe after college I'll get into some men's league senior tournaments, but as of now, went out on top with the state title.
best way to walk off, right? Drop the racket, I'm done. That's funny. What did you do to convince the student body to choose you as class president, not once, but twice? So what was the campaign?
The easiest thing to do is run unopposed. I would recommend it to anyone who wants to be the class president. If you can just run unopposed, you've got a good shot. Thank you to the DAC Foundation and everyone involved with this, because this is truly an amazing honor. I've had a blast today, especially meeting all the other amazing athletes that have been selected. And it's a great honor to know that I'm in the same conversation as those guys who have done incredible things.
This whole experience, it's been surreal, and I'm just, like I said, I'm super honored and thankful for this opportunity, and I appreciate you guys for selecting me as one of the top athletes in Michigan.
Thank you very much. I'm really grateful, and thank you for giving me the opportunity.
It's just such a good feeling to be recognized for not only track, because I'm recognized for track a lot, but also my academics, and knowing that I'm a good person all around. And I just want to say thank you.
I really appreciate their respect for me and my community and just the sport of cross and track and field.
I was standing up there with all the other girls who are just amazing and athletic and smart and awesome. It's just, it really is such an honor, and I'm very, very humbled to be amongst one of them.
I know it's an amazing award amongst a lot of different athletes in the state of Michigan who are very talented. So, I'm definitely proud of the moment that proud of the moment and where I've become today, but I'm definitely extremely thankful for them.
I'm speechless. It's truly is such an honor to be a part of this, and hopefully part of the legacy that I leave here.
Not many kids, of course, only 12 kids in the state of Michigan get this opportunity. And it means a lot to know that you guys recognize the accomplishments I've had and who I am as a person. And so I just really appreciate you guys looking into that. And thank you for everything.
All the hard work and dedication and being able to be selected, it really means a lot to me, and thank you so much.
To be recognized as one of the top in the state is truly exceptional. I mean, it means so much to me to follow in my siblings' footsteps and be in this position and be nominated for such a historic and tremendous award.
After being here and after doing my research on it, it's just such a prestigious place, and these people really care for us, and they really care about the student athletes, and I'm just so honored to be recognized by them and to know that everything that I've done to be who I am today, that people care and they recognized it and they're honoring it. And I couldn't be more thankful for them to give me this opportunity, and I'm just so happy that I'm one of the nominees.
And like I said, we can't wait to follow all the incredible things each and every one of you is going to do from this day forward. As it is every year, I am honored and privileged to have been your host. I know Elizabeth had a great time here tonight. You can watch the highlights and clips from tonight on the State Champs Michigan Network, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter page, TikTok, our State Champs Network YouTube page will archive the entire broadcast along with our State Champs Network and our State Champs Women website. So, or you can visit dacathleteoftheyear.com. That's where everything's kind of cataloged. I want to personally thank our State Champs and Yellow Flag production team and the DAC support team for another amazing event, you guys. How about a big hand for Weekend Comeback? Thank you so much, guys. I invite you to join all our honorees in the adjacent room for dessert. Thank you for celebrating with us. Good night, Nick and company. You can take us home. Thank you. You're fine.